Our universe rests on the uneasy border between two worlds. The world of man, ordinary and stable, and the world of games, imaginative and chaotic. Where these worlds collide, one man is called to stand for reason, maintain the balance, and destroy ignorance. He is the Game OverThinker.
Hello, I'm the Game OverThinker. Why am I outside at this lovely pond? Well, funny you should ask. This is my PlayStation 3 Solidarity walking around time. Yeah, you see, I've been feeling bad as someone who doesn't own a PlayStation 3 for all of my friends who do, who've had all their game time cut in half by the recent PS3 Blackout. So in solidarity, I decided to make it a point every day to go out, walk around, and spend some time not gaming in order to show solidarity with them. Why would I still be doing this months after the blackout has already ended? Well, you think of another reason for a cold open on this lovely pond. I'll be honest though, folks, I kinda hope we don't all go back to normal after this. As sucky as it was, I hope that the darkness of the PlayStation 3 blackout is something that can be a teachable moment for gamers, for the industry, for all of us. See, everyone knows that at some point the interconnected, essentially permanent, all-encompassing digital communications zenith that some choose to call the cloud is coming. Everything will be online all the time in constant communication with everything else. All games will have online components, social media will just be called media, and our games will update, change, and patch from developer to you in real time. When it gets here, it's really going to be something. But it's not here yet. Problem is, you've got lots of game publishers who are so eager for it to get here that they've been jumping the gun. You see it most obviously in the proliferation of the online multiplayer-focused experience, games like Call of Duty, where all the design focus is built around the part of the game you must be online to use. But it's out there in a variety of other ways too. Some games, particularly downloadable titles, require you to be online even if you aren't using online-specific features as a method of DRM. So yeah, while I'm sure it sucked for PS3-owning Call of Duty players to be stuck with the single-player mode for all that time, imagine how much it sucked for the people who had Bionic Commando Rearm 2 and couldn't play the whole fucking game. If nothing else, maybe the PS3 hack debacle has at least given companies like Capcom, Ubisoft, and EA something to think about the next time they're considering making online capability necessary for DRM schemes. Also, I really like to... Oh, hold on. Sorry. You've got the Game OverThinker. You're on speaker. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Mr. Overthinker. This is the Commissioner of Police.
Commissioner BunnyFace?
That's Buonafacio to you, Overthinker.
My apologies. Go ahead.
It is my understanding that you perform certain duties vis-a-vis the collision of the real world and the so-called video game world. Would I be correct in this understanding?
Well, actually that's a bit of a marketing exaggeration. What I actually try to do is speak in a way that can help gamers and those who are not gamers merge their two sensibilities in a way that's more conducive to helping out in the real world. It's not really meant to be taken literally.
What if I told you it just got literal?
I'd say I believe you.
As you know, my special task force has been combing the city for any clues as to the identity of the game store arsonist. A few hours ago, one of them called in a disturbance in the factory district. We don't know if it's connected, but it's unusual. SWAT is standing by, but my IT people seem to think it might be more in your wheelhouse.
What should I do?
Trust me, kid. It's best if you see this one for yourself.
All right, I'm on my way. Say no more. the factory district, Puffy, but take the scenic route. I've got more overthinking to do. Well, this should be interesting. Now, where was I? Oh, right. See, while I'm incredibly sympathetic to how the PSN blackout sucked for people, now that we're starting to recover, I can't help but feel like maybe this was a wake-up call that the industry needed about the dream of online gaming versus the reality of online gaming. So much of the big money in gaming right now is made off of stuff aimed at adult gamers with their own personal high-speed internet connections that it's been easy for game makers to forget that not everyone is in the same boat when it comes to that. Believe it or not, there are plenty of gamers who can afford game consoles but can't afford or maintain or otherwise don't have a constant online connection. And that's just quote-unquote grown-ups. What about younger gamers who for whatever reason don't have total online autonomy? Not every kid's parents are comfortable with them having an online connection that's always running unrestricted, or in some cases having one at all. Do those people not deserve to game too? This is part of what's been pissing me off for years about how much certain genres, and certain companies, have basically decided that they're only interested in making money off the online and online multiplayer aspect of their games. I mean, imagine this. You go out and buy this game that looks really good, you pay full price, usually meaning $60 fucking dollars or more, and then you go home and play it, and in 2 hours it's over. Like, no more game. So you call up the game company and you say, what the hell, $60 for 2 hours? What the hell, man? And their response is, oh, well, you see, there's actually this whole other part of the game that's much bigger and that we spent way more time and money on, but it's only playable to people who own a llama. So you need to go get yourself a llama to play in llama mode, which is awesome. And you go, well, I don't have a llama, and I don't want a llama. I have nowhere to put a llama. I don't have the money to get it shots or vaccinations or to buy whatever the fuck it is llamas eat. Hell, I don't even think I'm zoned to keep a llama, even if I wanted to. Now go ahead and laugh, that's the idea, but remember, when a company like Activision lets a COD game hit the shelves with a bullshit, barely there single-player campaign because all the R&D went into the multiplayer, that's basically what they're saying and doing to non-online gamers, every time. We've been letting game companies get away with this for far too long, and I for one think that both the gaming culture and the gaming industry needs to take a long hard look at the great PSN blackout of 2011 as not just a massive failure of security, but also as an opportunity to take a more realistic assessment of what the actual state of gaming is. Thousands of people, possibly hundreds of thousands, were unable to play some or all of the games they had already paid for because a secondary function on their consoles went down. This should not be an acceptable state of affairs, and we should not just go back to ignoring this problem because the PSN works again, for now. Commissioner, I'm here. Do you read?
Loud and clear, Overthinker. Do you see him?
Alright, I've got a beat on it. It looks like an abobo.
Anna Bobo? That thing is female?
No, not Anna Bobo. An Abobo. It's a bad guy from Double Dragon. Looks like the NES iteration. Wait a minute. You knew this was an escaped video game character. That's why you knew to call me. And that means you know about the incident in Minnesota. How?
You think a bunny rabbit makes it to the commissioner's desk being stupid? Also, you filmed it and put it on the web, kid.
Oh, right.
Can you take him down?
Well, I'm gonna give it a try. Yeah, let's see. Hey, Baldy. This has been a long time coming. What I'm driving at is the web or the cloud or whatever you want to call it as a platform in and of itself, while a great idea in theory, just isn't a viable thing yet. And we're doing gaming a disservice by trying to get there before it's ready. It's like moving into a new house before the water and electricity are hooked up. The fun of being able to say, we're here, wears off pretty quick when nighttime comes around and you don't have lights yet. The difficulties experienced by gamers during the PSN blackout should be cold water in the face of an industry and a consumer base that have allowed too much of their game's functionality to be dependent on an external factor that still isn't reliable enough to be given that much responsibility. Gaming needs to wake up and remember that while the cloud is a nice goal, for now the most vital interrelationship that needs to be maintained is the three-link loop of player, controller, and console. The online component, while always a welcome addition to that party, is at best a garnish, and should be treated as such until such time as it's technologically fortified to the point that the flow of online connectivity to a console is at least as reliable as the flow of electricity. And that's what I've got to say about that. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got to knock this big ape out.
I got him, Commissioner.
Good job, Overthinker. Now, tell me, if this means that nonsense in Wario's Woods left a passage open between our world and this game world wide open, how many more of these guys could be running around out there?
God, I don't know, could be hundreds.
Let me make you an offer, kid, strictly off the record. My boys are stretched pretty thin, what with this arson case as it is, and I know catching that firebug is of particular interest to you and yours. If we could maybe call you in to consult, let's say, whenever one of these digital freaks turns up, you'd be helping us out. Capiche?
BunnyFace, why do I get the feeling this is the start of a beautiful friendship?
Mountains, streams, amber waves of grain, baseball, mom, apple pie. These are the things America is made of. And also rights. Lots and lots of rights. Can't forget those. Jack Lieberson supports all of those things, because Jack Lieberson supports America. He also supports the supporting of America. And as a city councilman and ranking member of the Retsudoki Ninja Clan, he worked tirelessly against the support of not supporting America. As your next senator, Jack Lieberson promises to bring his years of experience, American family values, and 9th level mastery of the shadowless sword technique to Washington. So this election, vote for America. Vote for supporting America. Vote Jack Lieberson for Senate.
Paid for by the committee to elect Jack Lieberson.
I'm Jack Lieberson, and I support this message.